I'd like to briefly respond to my friends on the other side of the aisle who have implied that federal funding through NIH would fill the gap in private sector R&D that would be destroyed under H.R. 3. The belief that the public sector, the federal government, is responsible for most of drug development is flawed. Both American innovators and the public sector work together. Placing the burden on the National Institutes of Health, NIH, to take over applied biopharmaceutical R&D would significantly take away from the true mission of these institutes that we all cherish. Their mission is to support basic biomedical research. This means that basic research through this legislation may be decreased. The FDA Center for Drug Evaluation and Research Director Janet Woodcock has stated that while NIH has been instrumental to drug discovery and development, the NIH and academia should not be in the business of developing new pharmaceuticals. That is because NIH's work is heavily geared toward the early stages of development, with a relatively small amount of expertise in bringing drugs to market. An article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that while NIH funding contributed to research associated with every one of the 210 new drugs approved by the FDA from 2010 to 2016, over 90% of this funding was on the basic research related to the biological targets for drug action rather than the drugs themselves. It is not NIH's core mission to develop and bring new medicines to market. Most of NIH's research plays an important indirect role in pharmaceutical innovation through basic research. NIH basic research complements our cherished pharmaceutical industry applied research, which is why it's important to maintain the investment in both. You know, this is a time that I would love to see us double the funding at NIH. We are on the verge of some amazing discoveries. Let's be the country that leads in these breakthroughs. America has been the country over the last 70, 80 years that has been leading, and it is because of these American innovators. Let's not move forward on legislation that's modeled after countries that pale in comparison. It's been mentioned earlier. The United Kingdom has 64% of the drugs available as the United States. France, 53% of the drugs are available as patients here in the United States have. Australia, where only 41% of the drugs available to American patients are available. Even our own Veterans Administration, 25% of the drugs available to our Medicare patients are actually available at the VA. The proposal before us today is not an American solution. Why not work together to pass a uniquely American solution that would bring down prescription drug prices to consumers, that would continue to build upon the last 70 to 80 years of American leadership and ensure that we cure diseases and improve the outcomes of millions of lives? Why not work with an administration who's already taken steps to bring down prescription drug costs and do something uniquely E&C, unique to the Energy and Commerce Committee, which we've done so many times in the past, which we've done this year. We did it with 21st Century Cures. Pass a bipartisan solution. This is not necessary today to move forward on a partisan approach, on an approach that's modeled after countries that pale in comparison to what we have done in America. That is what the American people hunger for. We can deliver. Let's do it. And I yield back.